Hey, welcome back. All right, so Aquarius, here we go, guys. Let's get into this. This is going to be the message for November. First off, what is the vibration? Ooh, energy of longing, missing you, let's talk, reunion. Okay, so the energy that starts out November could certainly be that somebody is like, this could be a romantic person, this could be family related. I mean, of course, if you're in the States, November is kind of the beginning of our big holiday season. Well, I guess October if you count Halloween, but obviously somebody has this profound amount of longing. This could be somebody longing to be around Aquarius. Nine of Cups with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who I think remembers Aquarius as like somebody who made them very, very happy. Aquarius could live far away. This person's like looking up, looking off at a distance. They could be a water sign, but they have not talked to Aquarius in a long time. So whomever this is could be a feminine. But I don't feel like it's Aquarius longing for them, at least not yet. I mean, maybe it's a two-way street. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have a King of Cups sideways. It could be that Aquarius misses this person too. Four of Wands, King of Swords. Okay, hold on now. So Aquarius is showing up as a divine masculine in this, even if they identify as a feminine. And we have all genders represented here anyway, right? We have two people that, like, I don't know if Aquarius is saying, yeah, I mean, like, this is somebody who I could have had a Four of Wands with. Yeah, sometimes I long for them as well, but really I long for the relationship that we should have been able to have. It should have been a serious connection. It almost feels like somebody else goes, yes, it should have been a really serious long-term connection because it's made me really, really happy. But I don't love the fact that they're still in a sideways position. Let's say that they could be a masculine. Let's say that they could be a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. Which, by the way, I will be doing a Cancerian video on the other channel on Tarot Dog. That's where I do Cancer, is on Tarot Dog. So just FYI, that'll come up later today as well. We've already done Pisces on this channel, and we will do Scorpio on this channel right after this. So Three of Cups. Yeah, there's an awful lot of water. There's an awful lot of like desire for reunion in the month of November. Okay, so hang on. Who's going to make the move? Because there's longing, there's the desire. Whoever actually steps into the energy of, I'm going to manifest this. Gosh darn it, I'm ready to transmute some energy. I'm ready to make something happen. Magician is Virgo, Gemini. So it could be whomever is, I'm getting that somebody is like, I don't know if they drink a lot of tea or they like are boiling water, like a big pot of water for like spaghetti or something. I'm seeing all this steam rise, but I'm picturing it somebody, maybe they're a chef, maybe there's some reason that there's steam bubbling, and it's like that's also like kind of a metaphor for like their brain is, steaming. We have an Emperor and we have a Queen of Cups. They fantasize about Aquarius being their person. This is more like I fantasize about this. Why is it getting like ratcheted up? Why is this longing, this desire, this awareness, like something's got to give here in this month, right? We got a Knight of Swords, we got the Temperance. There is some kind of like feeling of either things are going to change and Aquarius is going to end up with somebody else, maybe a Sagittarius, if I don't step in. I think Aquarius is about done. If they feel the same way, like we could have really had something solid, but if you're not going to be solid, then I'm going to go meet somebody who is. And I almost feel like there's this feeling in the month of November, kind of like now or never, like Aquarius is saying, look here, let's cut to the chase here. This person and I, we could have had it all. If they aren't going to be the person, then it means it's somebody else. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to have somebody warm to cuddle on, whatever, Christmas morning. So it feels like the month of November is kind of like, this is the end of the line. You either make your move or leave it. And I'm going to replace your image in my mind with someone else. I kind of think that they know this. I think that that's why they're building up in their, first off, their confidence level or their mindset. Like, I have to be able to picture being in a long-term connection and having something real to offer. It almost feels like this was a relationship where maybe it was already had reached the point where it's like, okay, this needs to get more serious, or we need to let go. And I think that's what happened in the past. The relationship was let go of, but it was like never over because it was always the wrong choice to just let it go, because this person does want long term. Maybe they weren't mature enough back then, maybe they didn't feel empowered enough back then, but there is something here where it says, even though technically we already broke up and it's been a long time, the opportunity to put this back together was never over, but it's about to be. That's how this feels. Like this is a month where it's about to be, because I think Aquarius is going to end up with someone either by the end of this month, by the end of November, or this is a month where it's like, time's up, time's up. You'd think it would have been time's up a long time ago, but I don't think it was. I think this is the final straw here. This is the final countdown. So with that in mind, I mean, I didn't expect this to instantly morph into the topic of love. I would have asked that separately, but instead that is one of the big ticket items perhaps for November for this character. Here we go again, King of Swords. Let's put it this way. It is a month where I think Aquarius is saying, I'm getting real clear that if I want something and I can't get it where I am, then it's time for me to move on and go someplace else to go get the things that I want. I'm taking myself to task and saying, I'm the King of Swords of my own life. I make decisions and I go after the things that I want, that I need, that I'm hungry for. And if I can't get it where I am, then not a problem. But it's time that I put up a boundary and go in a new direction then. It's a decision-making month. And it's a month where I think Aquarius is totally ready to put a stop to their emotions that they've still had for somebody and be willing to give them to somebody else if this person cannot be, like available to them. That's how it comes across to me. Okay, let me take a look at any particular challenge in this month. We have a 10 of Swords. The challenge is to let certain things go, maybe not even things to do with this person, although that might be something that, Aquarius is really thinking heavily about. We see their little head as like a bird cage and we're letting the bird go free. I think Aquarius is talking themselves through releasing this person this month, even as this person seems to be talking themselves into, I have to have the confidence to come back in because I can feel that clock is ticking. But the big challenge is to let go of any kind of thoughts that, we've had trapped in our head or that have kept us trapped. So it may not just apply to this potential relationship scenario, but anything that Aquarius has been, thinking about repetitiously, and they're like, I need to stop. I need to let some stuff go. Yeah, we have the Chariot. It is possibly a month where the big challenge is to let go and move on. That is, and that's always hard to do. Always hard to do. But to see myself more like a cat, I come and go as I choose. Let me ask myself the same question a cat asks themselves. Do I like it over there or do I like it over here? Do I feel like laying on top of your shoes? Then I'll do it. Do I feel like laying in the sun? Do I feel like laying bizarrely, up on some crazy little ledge that's barely big enough for me? Then I'll go there and do that. Cats are very good at advocating for themselves. And I feel like this is the month where the biggest challenge is for Aquarius to say, I get to choose to go where I really want to go instead of where I felt kind of stuck and like I was holding space, waiting for somebody else to make their move. I could see how that would be connected to the first part of this story. But I can also see how it's always a challenge to allow ourselves to do what we actually want. So kind of, I think it's kind of a great message here for, like recognizing where a challenge is. Okay, I want to ask this. What is the greatest blessing coming in the month of November? Two of Cups, Magician. Sorry, we just can't seem to escape this. We could apply it to, and maybe this is a whole different person, or maybe this is the person from the first part of this, that possible water sign who then becomes Emperor energy that we saw as a Magician. It could be that a big blessing is they actually show up and they're ready for a long-term commitment. It could also be that Aquarius manifests meeting somebody that is the right person for them. And it's like, I did this. I actually, even if that person from my past kept trying to manifest coming toward me, maybe they don't get around to it, but I told myself this is a month that I make a decision to let him go because I want partnership now. And it just feels like this could be a month where Aquarius really welcomes in partnership. But we do have two different magicians. We have a feminine here, we have a masculine on the other one. So I'm kind of wondering if this is not Aquarius manifesting exactly what they want. The other way I could look at this is manifesting something that feels just very balanced in life. But the biggest blessing in the month would be I'm getting something that I want, something that is truly what I asked for. So I would just say like a wish is coming true in the month of November. It's something though that would really truly have to be perfectly balanced. Like if it's something, sometimes we ask for stuff that we're not ready for. This would be a blessing that comes in that is exactly what Aquarius asked for because it matches their own frequency. So they were asking for something that fits them perfectly because it's very authentic. It's very much like, I really am not lying to myself. I'm ready for whatever this is, and that's why I get it. Let's say it's a job that's just perfect for my skills, and I am absolutely confident about myself, and I know I'm worthy of a really great job that pays me really well. Well, this is a month that Aquarius finds something like that. Why? Because they're going after the very thing that is truly like on their life path, truly right for them. Like that's the way I would describe that. Whether it's a partnership, a love story, a job, or finding the right couch, it's like it has to be truly the thing that is authentically what Aquarius manifested because it's truly what they want. That's actually kind of a great message. Okay, and then what is there for Aquarius to maybe plan for as we're kind of, moving into the very end of this year? It says a plan for happiness, 9 of Cups. This could be a great month to start putting on one's calendar all kinds of fun little things. We need good things to look forward to. We need to invest in the stuff that would make us happy. Life is full of work, but it should also be full of really beautiful things. So this could be looking ahead to, the Christmas bazaars coming up and the Christmas parades and the, different events and things that might bring a lot of joy to Aquarius's life. And it's like, let me start putting those things, let me start planning those things. What things will give me a deeper sense of satisfaction in my life? I'm talking first about external things, but this also really reminds us to do things that would be deeply fulfilling for us and putting those things on the calendar, planning to make time for deeper, more peaceful, more lovely, and like soul satisfying experiences. So it could be, I'm going to make sure that I give myself a day off where I'm allowed to just rest, or I doing a spa day, or the thing that would give me greatest peace is to, take a little mini vacay and go hiking to my favorite spot and do some meditation. Or it just feels like it's time to plan for joyful moments in life, so that we can actually welcome those in, manifest those things coming in. All right. And then what is the message from the universe to Aquarius, whether this is, positive, negative, warning, whatever? 8 of Sacred Circles. It says, first off, I think it's like saluting the amount of work that Aquarius is doing and letting Aquarius know Aquarius is making real progress in their life. So well done. But this also reminds Aquarius to utilize every itty bitty little piece of like nourishment they can get out of any experience. So this is like the reminder that everything that we go through in life, they're not throwaway moments. There are things to like little morsels or nuggets of goodness and lessons and things of value that we could kind of like, eke out of a situation. And it says, don't like forget any detail, because whatever experiences we have, whatever seemingly simple conversations we share with another person, sometimes those aren't just simple. Sometimes those are going to be building blocks that come back into our life. Like an example of this would be you randomly chit chat with somebody on the bus on your commute, you're riding the metro to wherever you work in the city, and you have a simple conversation with somebody. And you could say, oh, that was just a simple little, they told me a funny joke. We had a 2.5-minute conversation before they got off at their stop. Sometimes we think that was just one of those little throwaway cute things that happened. But it could be, hey, remember that joke, because someday on down the road, somebody else is going to have a really rough day and you're going to repeat that joke to them, and it could be a turning point for them. It could be something that they needed, that moment of levity. For us, it was a throwaway moment on the bus, but for somebody else, we gave them a moment to like laugh instead of cry. We shared something, we passed on. You know, sometimes we absorb stuff and sometimes we take things and then we hand it off to the next person. But it just says, just know everything that happens, there's some value, and maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're going to pass it along to the next person, and you just only temporarily hold it in your hands or hold it in your mind. But it says like really be present, because you're everything that you've been working on, Aquarius, is valuable, and you keep elevating your life. But just know that the impact that you're having is also really lovely. So like soak up every experience that you have to its fullest. I mean, I almost feel like there's a message in there about like journal the things that go on in life also, because sometimes when we reread and we reflect on experiences, that's when we also get the greater benefit, when we look back and we turn something over in our mind and we're like, huh, that was so much more vivid and it was a more touching experience than what I realized. And it, as I reread my own thoughts in that from that day, I'm realizing, huh, that really was a turning point in my life. It just, there's something about reflection and something about being really present and absorbing every experience to the fullest, because these are really important things going on in Aquarius's life right now. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being patient. I tried to get you guys on Sunday, couldn't do it. And then Monday, I had to harvest apples and pears, and that ate up way more time than I had expected. So anyway, hence us getting back to our zodiacs today. But thank you guys so much for being here. Bye for right now.